I'm going to take you through county audits, but before we start the county audits, as per the usual, we usually go through the budget cycle. I hope you can see the calendar on your end.
Yeah.
So as we've been saying for the past 7 sessions, we have 4 budget stages. We have formulation, approval, implementation, and audit stages. So as we look at the calendar on your end, I'm sure unaona 4 colors. We have blue, we have green, then we have yellow, and then we have red. So kwa calendar, blue stands for formulation, as mnaona hapa chini, followed by green in the approval stage, yellow for implementation, and finally red for audit. So the budget financial year inaanza on July 1st, where tunaona kalenda imeanzia hapa navy blue where imeshika. So on 30th August, we have the treasury releasing the circular to county treasury, which is ideally a document that inaonyesha we are now starting formulating the budget, and it sometimes comes with instructions on how to do it and the timelines for that financial year. Immediately on 1st of September, we get the county annual development plan tabled in the county assembly. This is the document tulifunzwa na Sosten, where we said it's an extract of the 5-year plan called the County Integrated Development Plan. It entails plans and priorities for that specific financial year that we are formulating. And then on 21st of August, we get to interact with the CDROP, the County Budget Review and Outlook paper, which is tabled in the County Assembly on October 21st. I took you through this session where we said it's one of the unique documents that is able to be in the approval and the audit stage, whereby it sets the outlook of what the financial year will be like, and at the same time does performance review. And then hapa on January 21st kwa calendar where nimeekelea kasa, you see that the CRA, which is the Commission of Revenue Allocation, are submitting recommendation on how a revenue will be shared. And then on 15th of September, hiyo hapo penye kasa iko, we see the budget policy statement. Again, you requested us to have a session on the national process. Hapa mtakuja kuielewa more what the BPS is when we do the national process. It's on the national level, but concurrently, we have the counties preparing the county fiscal strategy paper, which is on 28th of February. This session, Chris Kuria took us through where he told us the CFSP is all about priorities for that financial year. We have performance, and then we have revenue projections. And at the same time, we set the departmental ceilings for the counties, where we said ceilings need the highest allocation that will go to departments and sectors. So here at the end of the blue color kwa circle mali nimekelea kasa, you see that county budget estimates are submitted to the county assembly at the same time with the finance bill. And here hapo mahali imeishia ni 30th June. And so soon after we've gotten our estimates, the next color here you see is approval. So which is basically around the end of the financial year, where the budget inapitishwa na the budget yenye tayari imepitishwa inakuwa appropriation bill, which allows counties now to start spending. So the whole idea about spending ni hapo kwa yellow, which is implementing the budget. Hapa again, it happens quarterly. Here, where we covered now the quarterly implementation reports that show us how counties have been implementing the budget. This was a session again done by crease last time. And then we enter to the red zone where we see the audits. So on December 31st, wakati watu wako sherehe mode, the AOG's office is the busiest because tuna expect interact with audit reports, which again tells us how the budget imekuwa implemented. We audit how money was spent. Was it done prudently? Were the fiscal regulations followed? And so that's the calendar. So we are going now to start the session officially on county audits. So let me project. I hope sasa mnaona presentation. So in this session, we are going to define what county audits are, and again talk about the purpose of the document. We are going to see the legal framework that governs how county audits are done. We are going to see the key actors who are those people involved in the whole audit process, both in the county government and national. And then we're going to see the audit timelines, answering the question when is audit being done, the timelines again. And then we're going to see types of audits and the audit opinions. We'll get to that. And then common audit queries and how to analyze our audit report, and finish the presentation with recent highlights on county audit findings for the last audit reports. So straight into defining. County audit is a document, is one of the key budget documents, which helps the citizens and all stakeholders involved, the counties, to understand how the budget was utilized. Was it used in the right way? Was it implemented and absorbed according to the legal provisions that we have? So the audit reports help us do some level of assessments. So the Office of the Auditor General is the one that is in charge in doing an unbiased evaluation. It's unbiased because also the office is independent, which helps us to understand, like, really have the counties been adhering to the legal frameworks that are set in place in how our financials are being regulated. So it helps us establish some level of accountability in how public resources are used. And as I've said, it evaluates resource usage. So the audit reports helps citizens and counties to ensure that people who are in charge of implementing the budget are doing it wisely and according to what was planned. So it ensures that the resources we put in place, all the revenues shared, is used effectively and efficiently, thereby ensuring that service delivery is done. Kama iko projects zinafanywa bado inaendelea. So it's still a financial accountability document. So county audits, for one, they are comprehensive. When we open the document, sometimes you don't know where to start because it's already comprehensive. So they help us hold our counties accountable, because within the document, you're able to see financial statements. From the document, you'll be able to tell if your county really complied with the legal frameworks when doing implementations and doing our projects. So ideally, the AOG can audit county assemblies, and they can still audit the executive. And we know most of the financial decisions, implementation, approval, happen between the two. And it's a document that is made available to the public, thereby enhancing transparency, and the citizens are able to see firsthand how their taxes, because taxes ndo zina run the country. Yes, we will have public debt, but a major share inaletwa through taxes. So if the citizens are paying the taxes, revenue inakuwa generated, then the publics have a right to know how their money is being utilized. So this key financial accountability document will enable the citizens to know really how the budget is being implemented. And then it's also a document that helps with legal compliance, again, because PFN is public finance is governed through laws and regulations, so as to make sure that counties are able to operate within hiyo sheria yenye imetengwa, inatueleza how budget should be done, the timelines, what to do and what not to do. And again, the same document comes with recommendations. By the time AOG ameona where we are going wrong, again, you will see some recommendation on how to improve how funds are being utilized. So the audit reports ensures that citizens get value for money. Again, this is taxpayers' money. So the audit reports help us to ensure that public funds are being used wisely to benefit all communities within the nation. So yeah, we are going to go to the legal framework on audit reports. So the audit reports is a provision within our Kenyan Constitution. So the Kenyan Constitution provides for the office of the AOG, the Auditor General. So she or he, but at the moment it's a she, she's able to edit all public accounts just to make sure that counties are adhering to all the laws and all the provisions that enables counties to have effective and efficient use of budgets. And this is provided in Article 229. An assignment for you just to go and confirm what Article 229 says. So we also have the Public Audit Act. So the Public Audit Act for year 2015, it details that the Auditor General has certain powers and responsibilities and a timeline in which they are supposed to release the report, all with a goal to enhance accountability and transparency in how counties handle finances. And so we also have the PFM Act, sets financial principles. So in the PFM, which is a financial management, public finance management 2012, it establishes financial management principles and internal controls in counties, guiding proper administration and resource utilization. So we're going to go to the key actors. I'm sure this is a familiar face. So obviously that is our Auditor General. So she's Nancy Gathungu. She is the current Auditor General. So one of the key actors in the audit stage or audit process, we get to see the AOG, who is the chief person in the whole process. And then at the county level, we have county accounting officers, and then we do have internal audit units and committees. And then within the county assembly, we have the County Assembly Public Accounts Committee, the PAC, and then the controller of budget and external oversight bodies like the EACC, DPP, Senate, and then CSOs, media, and in a unique level, the citizens. So the county accounting officers, they essentially maintain records at the county level. So they ensure that we have accurate financial records. They also make sure that we comply with audit requirements by providing the necessary documents and responding to any audit queries on time. They also maintain internal control. So ideally, by the time, we should expect that by the time AOG anaona mistake, we really hope that county officers, our accounting officers, watakuwa wameiona na wamefanya some level of internal controls just to ensure that kama ni fraud ama ni errors high escalate, and then we see them still doing ensuring that the documents on our finances are accurate. So again, we have the PAC, Public Accounts Committee. So the Assembly's PAC, they do examine the audit reports once they are out. After doing examinations, they question the county officials just to ensure we observe accountability and transparency in managing public finances. And then the PAC, again, they oversight reports with actionable recommendations. They'll definitely go through the recommendations provided within the document and ensure that the persons in charge they act on what was recommended, and they do monitor implementation of audit recommendations. And then we now have the audit timeline. So on the 31st of December, that is when the report should be submitted by the Auditor General. And then upon submissions, once they are out on that 31st of August, they should be made public within 14 days, just for the public, CSOs, and all stakeholders involved to have access to them. And then the PAC, again, from the County Assembly, they have a period to review and to do their oversight role, which is within 3 months. So that's the audit timelines. So we are going to go to types of audits and audit opinions. So we have various types of audits that can be done in our county budgets. So the first one is financial audits. On these ones, financial audits ensure financial statements are precise and reflect the true financial position of the county. So on this, the financial audits, they look at revenue details, all matters finances, just to ensure they are precise and it's a true reflection of the counties. Kama ni revenue broken down to OSR, equitable share, if there was conditional grants, all finances are being audited. So that's the financial audit. And then we have performance audits. Performance audits are done to examine the situation on matters the economy, so that we are able to implement a budget and use the public money wisely, knowing the state of the economy. And the end goal of this is to ensure that citizens get value for their money. And then we have forensic audits. Oftentimes, ukisikia forensic, it almost rings to crime scene. So forensic audits, they investigate fraud. They're able to get a look, kuona kama there was really any misappropriation. And the end goal of financial audits is to ensure that counties adhere to ethical standards and legal requirements in financial dealings. And then we have procurement audit. They review how public procurement is done and asset disposals. So they ensure that all procurements done within our counties and also the national governments are done lawfully, fairly, and effectively. And then compliance audit, which checks whether the counties are complying or adhering to laws and regulations. And then we have special audits. As the term suggests, they're special. They are only done upon request by the AOG. So those are the types of audits that can be done. And then we have audit opinions. So after the AOG amefanya the audit, it's her thoughts on the state of the matters she was handling. If she was auditing revenue, whether she was doing a procurement audit, she eventually comes up with opinions. So we have the first type of audit opinions. So this is the unqualified. Unqualified is more or less clean. So it's when the county financial statements are accurate and they are lawful and fairly presented. So it's after amepitia na hajaona like anything really wrong with the records. And then we have qualified opinion. Ideally, it was almost fine. Probably kuna a few missing issues, missing details, but haija affect the overall financial outlook. So it's something that can really be worked on. And then we have adverse. An adverse opinion inaonyesha like we have major problems in a county. So ideally inaweza kuwa caused by unreliable or misleading details. It shows poor financial management and weak internal controls in counties. And then we have a disclaimer opinion. So anytime an audit report reads a disclaimer as an opinion, it means that the audit couldn't be finished, probably because hakuna enough information, or the counties are not cooperating to help the AOG form an opinion. So it means the county records are incomplete, unavailable, or most probably unreliable. So we have common audit queries. One is unsupported expenditure. So on unsupported expenditure, it manifests in some sort of documentation, lack of proper documentation on maybe approvals, receipts, or vouchers. Doesn't necessarily mean that the documents are not unaccounted for, but they were probably unauthorized or unverifiable. And then we have an audit opinion on excess expenditure. This is overspending beyond what was approved in the budget and without any legal authority or a supplementary allocation. Inaonyesha county may spend more than what was planned for and what was approved for. And then we have pending bills, a common issue on audit reports. So pending bills are unpaid obligations for goods and services already delivered. So anytime you see pending bills, it means kuna services zilipeanwa ama goods provided to the county, but hizo bills hazikulipwa, they are literally pending. And so we have another common audit query, which is management of interest. This is cash advances given for official duties that are not properly accounted for. So oftentimes leading to misuse and delay in accountability. So for instance, MCAs wameenda for conferences or any other activity, and they've gotten the money that they should use to facilitate them going there, but like there is no show for how was it done, hakuna receipts. So yeah, management of interest. And then we have a query on violating financial regulation. Probably counties, when they were the counties were implementing the budgets, now the audit is being done. Mnaona there are various laws that were not observed. And then we have no value for money. This is opinion on probably project yenye imestall ama imekuwa incomplete ama not in use. So it literally translates to wastage of resources, and oftentimes arise from probably public participation haikuwa done, so there is no value for money. And then we have failure to reconcile books of accounts. So ni wakati kuna some discrepancies between financial records. Yeah, so now we are going to check how to analyze our audit reports. So you found yourself with an audit report, you're wondering where do we start? When we go to analysis, utaona like sometimes it's bulky. So first thing you check which year was audited, identify the financial year that was audited, and then you look for the audit opinions, which again tumesema ni nne: unqualified, qualified, adverse na disclaimer. And then you go check the key audit queries where tumeona management of interest, tumeona value for money, etc. When you open the document, you'll get to see that, and then you compare with previous years to check if it's a recurring problem. And if the problem is still recurring, it means the county haiku do what was recommended by the AOG in the previous year. And then you cross-check figures with the CBROP. Again, CBROP tumesema iko kwa audit reports, iko na a whole report on the performance, basically kama ya revenue. So you'll cross-check figures kama ni za on revenue zenye ziko kwa audit report NACIDROP just to gauge the performance. And then you go looking out for pending bills, payroll, development project, just to see the accuracy and performance. And then you could still review reports by PAC within the county assembly, and then link the audit findings to service delivery. For instance, kama kulikuwa na query ya value for money, probably it was a facility done or a road that was done. How is it impacting service delivery at the county level? And then you track an implemented recommendation yenye ina lead to recurring gaps. So we're supposed to go for breakout rooms. We have questions that will help us audit, but ideally, for a minute, let me show you the document we're going to use. We have 2 documents. So depending on the mode through which the facilitator in your room will choose, we can either use the Nairobi County's assembly report. Kuna bits nime highlight to make it easy for people to do the analysis. And then we have the summary report and the major. So hii iko na county executive for all counties. So facilitator will pick a county of their choice and go through the report. I hope you're good up to there. Nelson.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Right, so they go for breakout?
Yeah.
All right. So as we have always done, so I'll create rooms. Today there'll be 3 rooms because we are lacking one facilitator, but it will be okay. Hosts, yeah, Anita umefanywa co-host. So I'll create the room, then you'll be able so Mary, you can share kwa group ile ya WhatsApp for them. I had shared the Nairobi document and the questions. If they're using another county, you can share there also the document.
Okay.
All right, so I'm creating the rooms.
And then Mary, you can stop sharing because in a letter multiple screens.
Okay.
Sometimes I think kuna kwanga na ka issue.
Room 1 tulikuwa tunatafuta one with a clean record, time ikaisha, but when we get time, we do the whole summary and check. I hope you can see my screen from your end.
Yeah.
So some of the red flags kwa audit why is it doing this? One of the red flags we see ni large pending bills, and then recurring and supported expenditure, and then getting adverse or disclaimer opinion. It means mambo in your county they're really wanting, and then missing asset registers, payroll anomalies, and multiple bank accounts. I don't know, was it Kakamega? I had work on a lot of bank accounts, and then lack of audit committees. So again, why are county audits important? One, they promote transparency and accountability on fiscal matters. They help us identify misuse of funds. They help strengthen credibility of our budgets, and they also help empower citizens for action and guide PFM policy. So ideally, if counties were doing what the AOG is recommending, wanakosoa, they provide information that is missing, eventually we will get all our counties at green. So this is the CBTS, we've been talking about the County Budget Transparency Survey. This is our map. Ideally, red ni mahali watu wana score 81 to 100, excellent. And then we have 61 to 80, which is a B. Hapo kwa county za green. Na hapo ndo a majority of us wako. And then we have blue and yellow and red. Probably if we had better audits and of course timely publication of documents kwa websites zenye ni comprehensive, tunaweza punguza some of these things that lead to counties getting adverse or disclaimer opinion. So we have recent media highlights on county audit findings. So nimeattach several, like for instance, a time when the Auditor General issued a qualified opinion for Nairobi County, etc. So when you get time, now that we don't have time, wakati utakuwa unapitia slides, you'll just check the link, probably copy it, peleka kwa browser, and see what the media had to say about these issues, like massive financial irregularities in Nakuru County. For those of us who are in room 1, tuliona Nakuru got an adverse opinion, and they have many challenges. So here you make it to the headlines, and then millions of shillings lie idle in unused county health projects. So here, where is value for money? And then audit report flagged 6 counties for financial mismanagement, etc. Kulikuwa na many, but I've sampled just a few for you to go and check when you have time. So conclusion, county audits complete the accountability loop. Imagine us having to formulate, approve, implement budgets back again to formulation. Hakuna mahali tunge get an opportunity to hold our counties accountable, and then they assess lawful and effective spending, and then citizens, CSOs, and analysts must use reports to demand transparency and improved service delivery. So that is it, audit reports. I don't know kama iko kuna mtu ako na swali before I give it back to Nelson. Yeah, room 2, Nairobi had adverse opinion, same to Nakuru. Now what next after this information? Are we done? What do you mean? Okay, after doing your audits, Ama. So as a citizen, hata we unaweza uliza hizi maswali. You can engage your PSC for them to emphasize that counties will follow recommendations within our audit reports. So I think I'll give it back to Nelson. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Makofi kwako for the great session in terms of audit. So I'll not keep you here because we are already 6 minutes over time. Leo nilikuwa nimepromise tutamaliza on time, but anyway, being the last day ni sawa. So from here, I think even the question that I'm understanding from somebody has asked now, what after all this information, sasa ni hivyo. So number one, we hope that when you joined these, you're still a great advocate. You wanted to understand more about the budget process within their counties. And then you're able to become a better citizen in terms of holding your leaders accountable when participating, and you're called for public participation. You're not sure what you're going to do or the decision at hand. Now you have a fair idea of what goes on. So several things. So the WhatsApp group will still, survive or remain. And what we'll do is we will try and onboard you with the other county teams. So already in your counties, we have NECHAB has 14 counties. And even I know we are joined by budget champions from other regions outside the Nairobi Eastern Central region. So there are regional hubs in the entire country. So we have 5 regional hubs. So it's just a matter of plugging you into your region. But for those ones within NEC region, which is from Makueni, Kitui, Machakos, Kajiado, Nairobi, and the entire central region, then what we have budget facilitators and budget champions already existing in your counties. So what we will try and do in the next couple of maybe the next 2 weeks is to try and onboard you into those teams also. So you're able to now, of course, navigate whenever they have sessions. We'll try these out next week, but these ones, they are mixed depending with the teams. So we'll try and give you the timelines. So next week there are what we call virtual sessions that we've always done with the other bigger teams. And then we will try and onboard you. So if we are doing Embu, let's say, for example, Embu is doing their session Monday, whatever time it is, then we will be able to share the link and tell you in advance so that the Embu champions who are here, then you're able to join that virtual session, and then you're able to see what now your team in Embu is doing down there. So we are going to try that. Secondly is to say in terms of the assignments, so they'll be shared, the links will be open, the links are still open. So for those ones who are late in terms of maybe a certain assignment hukuweka, so just get into the link and then you'll be able to share that. In terms of your certificates, so of course marking the assignments is taking longer than we had anticipated. So we will request around 2 weeks for us to complete that assignment. And then, so you can imagine it's only there are 5 budget facilitators who are doing that work. So at the back end, so we are requesting around 2 weeks, and then we'll have completed that. And finally, for those ones who had requested the national budget process, they want to understand that. So like I had updated in the WhatsApp group, what we decided is we first complete the sessions as they had been programmed, which is all the key budget documents, and the last one was the audit report, which we have tackled today. And then what we will do now, we will set another session, and then that one will cover the national budget process, what has been happening nationally. So we felt like if we do it now in the middle of this one, then you may lose track of the entire process. So we wanted to finish this county process from start to the end. Then now we can do national budget process. It's almost similar. It's only that the national one is a little bit bigger and broader than counties, and so that one will be a certain session. So from us is to say asante sana and Tracy, asante sana for all those who have been able to come in since session 1. We've done 8 sessions, so that means that is 2 months of these. Let me see, somebody's asking, how about Busia County? Do we have? Yes. So all counties except Samburu, we have a budget facilitator there, and we have regional budget hubs all over. We have a coast region budget hub, we have Lake region, we have Rift region, and then we have the North and Eastern region, Huko. So, and then ours. So we have regions there. So for us, especially if you're in our WhatsApp group and you're not within the NEC region, you can just inbox me or any of our facilitators there, the admins, and then they'll be able to share contacts of the coordinator of that region, and then they'll be able to now link you up with your county budget facilitator. So that is doable. Let me see, any other question? Okay, so someone asked when is the deadline for submitting the assignments. So I would say within the 2 weeks, because we are still going to mark, but I would say try and complete that by next week around Wednesday, so that we still have enough time before we close that opportunity. So yes, so even as we are amazed that we've done this for 2 months, and so it's also to say asanteni sana For the facilitators here, we call them cohort 5. That's another story. Asanteni sana kushikilia. Anita, Mary, Ruth, Sosten, I think in absentia, and Chris, who has been communicating with all of you. Today alikuwa mahali and couldn't join. But Chris is the one who has also been coordinating the entire program. So asanteni sana. For our host, financial host organization, which is JAEC Kenya, asanteni sana, Joshua and Regina. And then of course, to Bajeti Hub, who have of course made this possible. So from us is to say asanteni. Tupatane kwa WhatsApp group in case of any other question or clarification. Tutaongea hapo. So from us, asanteni sana. And have a lovely night. And Tracy, nimesema asanti.